Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Into the Emerald Dream card review. And we have like 11 neutral cards to go over. Are any playable? Yeah, I think there are. And there is one that I think is one of the most evil, diabolical cards Blizzard has ever made, but it's probably not for the reasons you think. We'll talk about it when we get to it. If you want to win these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like and comment to the video, link down description below. The one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button, make me go baroque. So first off here, we have a card from 2016, maybe. I don't know, it seems kind of terrible. The Spore Gnasher. It is a 5 mana, 1/5 poisonous minion. So it'll kill anything it damages. Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion. So this could theoretically kill a couple of minions, right? It kills one thing, Death Rattle goes off, it kills another thing. But in like today's Hearthstone, is that ever good enough? No. In Arena, a really good annoying card. I will give it that. Very reminiscent. There was like a 5 mana, 1/5 poisonous taunt way back in the day. I think it was like you would play with Master O cards. I don't know. It did see a little bit of play in Standard, believe it or not. This doesn't have taunt. It's got a bit of an annoying Death Rattle, but again, can you see yourself playing this in a constructed deck? No, but it'll be like an evolve thing. It'll come from cheese, and it'll be really annoying when that happens. But overall, yeah, it's gonna get a 1 out of 5 in Standard Wild for me. Okay Arena pick, but I cannot believe you'll ever put this in your constructed deck. Next, we have a card with amazing artwork, the Scavenging Fly Trap. It is a 7 mana, 2/7. So that's pretty bad. After a minion dies, gain its attack. It's like Glug, kind of, right? Doesn't gain its health, but it gains its attack, which is pretty nice. And that's any minion, friendly enemy. So you could play this, trade in a bunch of stuff, get a ton of attack on a pretty high health minion. This will be more of like something maybe you discover as a dark gift and give it charge, and then set up a crazy lethal, maybe. But again, a card that I'm playing in my deck, probably not, but compare that to like the Boogie Monster. This is so much better than like the Boogie Monster. That says nothing. The Boogie Monster is one of the worst cards ever, but at least the art's kind of nice and it's got a bit of a better chance. But again, probably an evolve target, something like that. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 in Standard, 1 out of 5 in Wild. But you know, it's the neutral cards. It's just the way it goes. There are winners every once in a while. Next, we have the Scorching Observer, a 9 mana, 7/9 rush lifesteal minion. This is a ton of healing. It's got the Demon Tribe, so like a window shopper, you could window shopper this, or you played Kill Jaded and you get this after a couple of buffs. It's actually pretty nuts. This is so good in Arena because like lifesteal is pretty good there. Rush is amazing. This could just swing the game in terms of total healing. If there's a way to get this out for kind of cheap, it's actually not that bad. Maybe Warlock with like the latest set, they had all those like demon cheating cards, bringing demons back. This is something you could generate and then like have come back would be really nice. Like it's not that bad. Like it looks like just a generic pack filler card, but it's more of one that could slot in a certain deck out there. You could like cliff dive this. You could like, you know, just like demon resurrection stuff, right? Like I mentioned, I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild, but I don't think it's as pack fillery as the other two, where this could pop up, especially created by, this could be a real threat, like really solid. Like that's a lot of healing, and if it doesn't die on the initial hit, they got to kill it, you know, do damage or whatever, it could heal you even more. So yeah, it's not that bad, but probably not going to make the cut, quite honestly, but depending on the deck, it really could. Here is the card that I think is one of the most evil and diabolical things Blizzard has ever done. We have the Mother Duck, the 4 mana 2/3 beast. Not only are people going to say the mother, you know, F, right? But it comes with a battle cry, which is just mean. This is so unfair and mean. Battle cry. You summon 3 1/1 ducklings with rush. Look at them. They're adorable, and you're gonna have them all die. They're all gonna run into stuff and die and be murdered. We're gonna watch a mother duck and her ducklings be absolutely massacred on the Hearthstone board. Like, I'm sorry, this is evil. Like, I get they're cute. I get it's adorable. I love that aspect, but the aspect of these cards are going to die a horrible, horrible death does not sit right with me. I think it's pure evil, but it's such a good pick in Arena. I don't know if you want to take this on ladder, but you get a bunch of bodies, you get corpses in death fight, there's evolve possibilities. Like, it's not the worst card in the world. It might see play, and we might see these poor ducklings just get absolutely massacred by you don't know what. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild, but I'm really worried about these ducklings. I think this is evil, and I know this was Leo. Leo was tweeting about ducks on his way to work. It's all Leo's fault. Blame Leo for the massacre of the cute ducklings, but it is pretty adorable. Next we have the Daydreaming Pixie, a 2-mana 0/4 minion. At the end of your turn, get a random nature spell. So in touch with the druids, right? The nature spell stuff. And unless you have a deck that really wants to get nature spells, it's gonna be pretty unplayable. So we'll have to look out for maybe druid stuff. I mean, back in the old days, you had what, the Trogzor, not Trogs, whatever that dragon was that would summon basically a whelp every time you cast a nature spell. Maybe like a deck like that. But overall, yeah, I don't see this seeing competitive play. I'll give it a 1 out of 5 in standard. In a wild where the pool is like gigumongous and you do have that dragon out there, still don't see it happening. So we'll give it a 1 in wild. And yes, we do have a new Ranger. Ranger alert. We have the Dream Ranger, a 3-mana 5/1. But it's really good this time, guys. I swear this will be competitive because it has elusive. You can't ping this. You can't just ping the Ranger. You gotta like hit it with a minion or a dagger or a weapon. That's broken. 5 stars in standard, 5 stars in wild, -4 for each, equaling 1. But still, it started as a 5 from me. I had to bring it down to, you know, the 5 stars attack down to the 1-star health. And yeah, it's a 1-star card, but hey, it's always nice. We're going to get that full Ranger deck. We got to be getting pretty close, right? Next, we have a pretty good card here. The Dreambound Raptor, a 1-mana 2/1 beast. So nice cheap 1-drop after you play a minion, any minion, doesn't have to be a beast. Give it a random bonus effect. So it can get Reborn, Stealth, Rush, Lifesteal, Wind Fury, you know, the options, those 8 bonus effects, which can be a bit of a snowball thing. It's cheap, it's a beast, there's synergies there. Could see playing like token style decks. I will note it doesn't say summon, so you have to play that minion. So makes like the token generating decks a little bit worse. But overall, this could be a solid 1-drop in certain token aggro decks. I'll give it a 3 in standard, a 2 in wild. But yeah, 1 I wouldn't completely scoff at. We have the Curious Cumulus, a 4-mana 3/5 elemental. At the end of your turn, give your hero Divine Shield. What does this have to do with Druid? How is this Druidy for a Druid expansion to give your hero Divine Shield? Where is this coming from? Someone explain the lore for me in the comments down below. But as we saw with a certain Paladin Legendary, that could be pretty good. Could be a weird defensive card, like they gotta kill this or else, you know, you're gonna constantly get Divine Shield. But overall, it does have the elemental tech, so maybe some elemental deck out there wants this, but I feel like, you know, I guess it's kind of cool to have a neutral option. I don't think there's ever been one to give your hero Divine Shield consistently. You could get the drink randomly from that Murloc. I couldn't remember the name of the Hearthcraft event note. I'm still not saying the name. I think it's like drink server. I'm not sure. Regardless, I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 2 out of 5 in wild. But hey, you never know. Maybe giving your hero Divine Shield reliably is something you want. We have another new 1-drop here, the Critter Caretaker, a 1-mana 2/2. So taking the Miracle Salesman spot at the end of your turn, restore 3 health to both heroes. So you get a bit of a stat upgrade, I guess, and you get some healing. But honestly, it's like just decent neutral healing. You're playing a defensive deck and you don't care about healing your opponent. That can be quite nice. And that's about it, right? Like it's a card you can play in the early game to fight for board if you want. But overall, it ain't no Miracle Salesman. That was 1-mana 2/2. Also later draw a card for 1 mana was really solid. And I mean, we've had like 1-mana 2/2s before, like that Blazing Battle Mage, I think it was called. It saw some play in aggressive decks, not a ton. I don't think this would pop up, but yeah, maybe it's pretty good for like anti-aggro purposes. Getting that heal, they gotta kill it. You're getting that guaranteed pretty much 3 health isn't bad. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. This could pop up in certain, like, you know, mid-range or slower decks that really do want that healing, but I don't think you're playing this for aggressive options. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in wild, but yeah, in standard, it might just pop up, and we'll have to wait and see. We have the Meadow Strider, an 8 mana, 6/11 beast. It has Taunt and Death Rattle. Put a Meadow Strider, so this card, on the bottom of your deck. It costs 1, so it's like infinite value. Every time this dies, it'll go back into your deck at the bottom of it, of course, and you get it for dirt cheap. So kind of going with the old like Malorn kind of idea, the one before they reworked Malorn, where Malorn would like shuffle into your deck. And yeah, it speaks to that Druid style. We've seen this type of card before. Typically doesn't see a ton of play. And there's not really that great of dredge effects right now, right? That was like what, Voyage of the Sunken City, we had dredge. Don't really have that in Hearthstone right now in standard, but I mean, it's an 8 mana 6/11. It's not great. Yeah, you get a 1 mana 6/11 later, but again, probably not worth it, but I'm sure some people will enjoy making this card work in more of a meme style. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard. Probably a 1 in wild where you have better options to do things like that, but pretty cool design card. And then lastly, and I did save the best for last because this card, I think, will see considerable amount of play, and the name is amazing. It is Ancient of Yore, a 5 mana 5/5 epic card, which goes dormant for 2 turns. While dormant, you gain 5 armor and draw a card at the end of your turn. So you get like a shield block, 2 of them for 5 mana on a 5/5, and that can be run in any class. So helps you stay alive. With the armor gain, you're drawing through your deck a little bit. If you're playing Demon Hunter, I can red card it and get some more card draw or whatever, right? So there is some stuff there. I think you can also, can you dormant your own thing with that Druid spell? I can't remember. Anyways, not bad. Like, I can't imagine there's not a deck out there somewhere that will use this as a neutral card draw life gain option. It just seems really solid. You eventually get a 5/5 on the board. The only thing is, it is a bit slow, right? 5 mana over 2 turns, drawing 2 cards and gaining 10 armor, but still, I think there's absolutely merit to it. I love the flavor of the card, the name of the card, kind of a throwback to like Ancient of Lore as well in what it does. Instead of healing, you gain armor. I think it's really cool. I think this will see play. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 in standard. I think there's a good amount of decks that will end up using this throughout the next 2 years. It's going to be in standard, and in wild, maybe a 3. I could see like Reno decks, like Reno Druid and other stuff playing this. Like 5 armor or 10 armor over 2 turns is nothing to scoff at, right? So I could see this scene play in wild, absolutely. So there you go. A lot of cards to go over. I still think that Mother Duck is one of the most diabolical things ever. Curious to see what you guys have to say about it. And I think that's it for today. So tune in tomorrow for some more card reviews. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.